everybody, and welcome to the Elevate 2021 podcast series. My name is Nicola Moras, and I am your Elevate 2021 conference host. And I am very excited today to bring to you one of our fabulous keynote speakers. I'm the other one, but Nicola is our number one keynote speaker that's going to join us at Elevate. Nicola Moras, welcome to the Elevate 2021 podcast.
Thank you for having me. I am so excited.
That is amazing. And I was just so excited when you said yes to once again be a keynote speaker. Last year was so amazing. We just had to have you back, not just from what I saw happening, but from all our attendees and what it is that they got from your presentation. So I'm so excited to share with this year's attendees what you will be bringing for us and what you will be talking about. But before we get to that, I think the best person to properly introduce you is you. Can you please tell us, who you are, what do you do, who you help, and why you do this?
Absolutely. So first of all, thank you for having me. And I'm so excited about this happening again this year. It was so awesome last year. And I know everyone is going to get such amazing value from this. It's going to be fabulous. So, hi, my name is Nicola, and I really love putting my fingers inside of people's brains and pulling out all of this amazing stuff from their head that they can use to turn into content, that they can then also use that to turn into money, doing what it is that they really love to do and with the people they love to do it with. So that's the fun way of explaining what I do. The very short way of explaining it is I am an online visibility expert, and it's all about getting you out there, getting your message out there, but most importantly, doing it in a way that feels really good for you, that feels as natural as being visible online can be, and being able to use that as the vehicle for getting in touch with and reaching into the hearts, minds, and souls of those amazing clients that you would love to work with. So that's what I do. Who I do it with, I do it with primarily women-based, service-based business owners, primarily, who know that they've just got so much more impact that they want to create. So that's me in a nutshell.
Totally. And what the one thing I can say is that I've had firsthand experience of you coming into my brain and getting things out and helping me package it up. So you are most certainly an expert in that skill, whatever skill that is, like hands in someone's brain, but it works. That's all I can say. Because a lot of times you've got such amazing content and IP, somebody just needs to help you to get it out, and you do that so very well. And then of course helping people take that next step towards then showcasing this to the world, because you've got so much talent and expertise, and you really should be sharing it, right? And that's what you are all about. So that also links us then into your topic that you will be talking to us about. Last year, you spoke to us about visibility, which was one of your books. You are a multiple author. Is that how you say it? Got more than one books,
Yep.
Published author. And this year, the title of your topic is, you want to?
Into the spotlight. For
Yes.
those listening on audio, we totally just danced to the headline of the talk.
That's so awesome. Yes, and that of course is also the title of your latest book, right?
That's correct. Yes.
Into the spotlight. So why do you think is this topic important for our attendees? Knowing that the people coming to Elevate is allied health and mental health private practice owners, also even people that want to go into private practice for themselves. Why is stepping into the spotlight important for them?
That's a really excellent question. And it makes me think about, that there are so many people out there that I know, everyone who is going to be in the room, and I know everyone you work with, I know everyone I work with, they've got this really awesome, beautiful desire to help more people. And that is amazing. Yet when it comes to putting yourself online, when it comes to stepping into the spotlight,
Mm.
we've got all of these little gremlins that run through the back of our heads. And I know it's not just me, but things like, the gremlin called imposter syndrome, the gremlin called you don't know enough yet, the gremlin called what about my competitors? We've got all of these things running around in our heads as to why we can't, why we shouldn't, and things like that, even though we all know that we need to be on social media, right? We all know that we've got to have an online presence, whether you're in private practice or whether you're an employed in a group practice. Everybody needs to have a way of understanding and learning who you are. And the only way that we can be seen online is to be more visible, which is what we talked about last year. But this year, it's really about how you now go from being, okay, I'm sold on being visible, to then how do we actually do that? How do you take this concept of going, okay, well, I know that I have to, how do I do it? How do I stay authentic, not in the BS way that marketing experts will tell you to be authentic, but rather in a way that has you leveraging all of the amazingness within you, so that it doesn't even become a matter of, oh, this is what my competitors are doing, or this is what the practice down the road is doing. It's really about you stepping into your spotlight actually, and finding that inner zazz and inner confidence and inner authority actually, to get out there and talk in a way that's really powerful into the hearts, souls, and minds of the clients you want to bring into your practice.
Yeah, 100%. So this is such an important mindset shift that needs to happen to be okay with being visible, then to be okay with stepping into that spotlight. And then, of course, you'll be sharing with us, I'm guessing you can tell us certain strategies. Don't share that today. Strategies of how to step into the spotlight. But I'm wondering, if I'm a private practice owner and I go, okay, Nicola, so if you can sell me on the mindset part and I accept that I need to do this, how can this help my practice on a day-to-day basis? Like operationally, how does this benefit my practice?
Well, part of the issue that I see private practice owners and other practices have so often is you want more clients, you need to be able to service your waiting list if you have one, and being visible and stepping into the spotlight helps you bring more clients to you, but it also helps to build your credibility in the industry. It helps to build your reputation locally if you have a local practice, or build your reputation online if you have an online practice. And to me, the benefit, we have to market. If we don't market ourselves, people don't know that we exist. Right? Whether it's through trying to get referrals through GPs, whether it's through your practice heroes, whether it's through all of those things that I know you advocate for, Gerda, with how to build a private practice, whether you're marketing online or offline, you have to get yourself out there. Otherwise, people don't know that you're there. So the benefit is that you can help more people. But the beautiful thing is that, and that we can really get clear on who it is that we want in our practices, because you don't have to work with everybody. Yeah. So our marketing and our online positioning can help filter in and filter to other people, the people that we really want in.
Yeah, totally. It's that client piece, and clients is always important, especially for startup practices, people just starting out and building their clientele. But then on the other end of the spectrum, we've got these huge group private practices. They've got an established reputation. But for them, I think where this is going to be so essential, stepping into the spotlight, is when it comes to their branding for recruitment. Everybody's looking for new team members, and how do you stand out as a practice owner? Because I can go do counseling at any private practice if I'm a psychologist. The same with any other discipline. Why should I go to your practice? Why should I choose your practice? And I believe that using the strategies that you'll be talking to us about and allowing yourself to step into the spotlight as an employer of choice, whether that's contractors, room rental agreements, or employees, that this is such an essential piece that's going to help lift people just into that space where people's going to start reaching out to you instead of you needing to constantly hunt them to be applying to come and work for you.
Absolutely. And we've seen, you and I both know psychologists who have got group practices who have used this exact strategy to do that, to the point where they can put a post up on, literally put a post up on social media saying, I'm looking for a new psychologist in-house. And they're flooded with applications, and it becomes hard because they're all amazing. So it does absolutely make your recruitment a lot better and a lot easier. And also, you touched on branding. When you're being more visible and you are stepping into the spotlight and you're doing this kind of thing, people can see very, very quickly what your values are, whether you're a private practice, solo practice owner, or a group practice owner. They can see your values, they can see what you stand for, they can see, they get a taste of the culture that you create, which does, a lot of that decision making for you.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm really excited about what people can do with what you're going to share with them. So my next question is a bit more of a personal one.
Ooh.
So I'm thinking, what business failure, if we can term it as that, we all have failures, learn lessons, make mistakes. So what business failure have you had that our attendees can avoid by listening to your talk? So where maybe have you not stepped into the spotlight and that came back to bite you? Has that happened?
Well, yes and no. The thing that really comes up for me is the old niching conversation. So this has probably been the biggest thing that I resisted early on, and it cost me time, money, energy, not doing the work that I wanted to do, not doing the work that I love to do with the people I love to do it with. And that was the biggest failure, if you like. So the backstory of this was I'm very similar to you, right? And all of the people who I'm sure are listening, we've got to, without being egotistical about it, we all have huge hearts. We all want to help all of the people. And, we see someone in need, or we see somebody who has a problem, and we want to try and step in and fix it for them, or help them, or help them on their way. And that's really lovely. And that's why we're all in this same space, right? We all have that same drive, that same desire. But when it comes to marketing, that general, I want to help all of the people and do all of the things, just doesn't work. So I decided to test it without realizing I was testing it. And I was like, no, I just want to help all of the women do all of the things. And this is going back into 2010. So I started this business with this, you know what it's like when you start your business. It's like starry-eyed, and it's like how I imagine actresses and actors land in Hollywood, and they see all the Hollywood lights and the stars on the footpath, and it's like you're filled with wonder and awe, and you can do all of the things, and then you get knocked back after knockback, and it's hard, right? So this was me coming into the business. It was like, oh, this is going to be amazing. I'm so excited. And I'm just going to help everybody, and everyone's going to give me their money, and it's going to be amazing, and I'll get to help them. Yet I couldn't make much money because the marketing I was putting out there was to women in business. And that was the general thing. And what I learned was a very costly lesson. It took me 18 months to get this lesson. Wow. 18 months. And I like to think of myself as a smart human. Yeah. Apparently I get better with age. But in this 18 months of trying to market very, very generally, the people I had coming in were lovely, but they couldn't pay me. I was very much marketing from that space of, are you sick and tired of feeling broke? Are you sick and tired of feeling like you're not making any money? Because that was my story. Are you sick and tired of putting all of these hours? And so the stuff that I was putting out there was bringing a lot of people like that in, which is just, it was far too general. And it was it was just not helpful. So in the end, what I decided to do, going, all right, well, my husband is like, Nicola, when are you going to start making money? Because you're going to have to go and get a job. And, you know, that just sort of been a bit soul destroying at the time. So I decided to give it a last ditch effort. I thought, all right, I can work with anyone and I can have my take of anybody. Who do I actually really want? Who am I most inspired by? Who do I really want to work with? Who would I clone? Who would I be very excited to get up for every single day? And I started to really niche down and get more specific. And I mean, looking back in 2012, when I finally, the penny finally dropped in my last ditch effort, it was like, all right, well, that, like, looking back now, that's still really broad. And over the years, I've gotten more and more and more and more and more specific around who I want to work with.
Yeah.
And I think the resistance here, and I see this all the time, is that, well, we don't want to cut out those people that need us. We don't want to cut out half of our market. And my rebuttal to that these days is, well, that's why you go and put all of this amazing, valuable content up online. So all those people that you don't want to work with, or all the people who can't afford you, or whatever that happens to be, they can still get help from you, but it doesn't have to be one-on-one. So that was one of the biggest failures, the biggest lessons for me, was just not choosing a really specific niche.
Yeah, I love that. And I do see that happening so often in our industry, not only when it comes to specialities for clinicians and even practices, but really in terms of who is that ideal client, not only in presenting problem, but, you know, their ability to pay, their ability to attend during your opening hours, all those things. And I think it's so important for practice owners to move away from that all or nothing thinking, like I need to help all of the people. Otherwise, it means I help none of the people, because if you try and help all of the people, you're going to burn out, and then you're going to be able to help none of the people, right? And it's really about being okay by being selfish, by saying that this is my group of people that I can help, but they knowing these are the alternative options. Maybe I can't help them one-on-one, but I sure as hell can help them with an online program, a once-off workshop, free content that I put on there, like a portal and resources and all of that stuff, right? And that's part of stepping into the spotlight, where we get out of our little office, where we see people one-on-one, and make use of the amazingness that is the internet and social media, and share this stuff with other people.
100%, 100%. And I think it feels like, when you're in it, it feels like such a massive step. And the best thing I can say is that bravery will pay off. To just try and just do it. And, you know, the worst thing that happens, Gerda, you know, it's not like your practice isn't going to go to rack and ruin. You're not going to lose all your clients. You're not going to never get another client again. The thing is that if you stick to like a niche that's super specific, and you sit on that and you work that for, you know, 3 to 6 months, if you find you don't like it, or with new data, you can make new choices. You can always change. That's the worst thing that happens.
Exactly. You are allowed to change your mind.
Exactly.
That's awesome. I love it. All right. Next question. If you could go back in time, what would be the one thing you would do differently in your business, for you personally?
That's a great question. The thing I know the answer to this one. So this is why I like not reading the questions that you prepped first. So sorry about that to all the listeners. The thing that I really resisted in 2015 was, and a good 18 months before that, was dropping the thing that was selling to the thing that I really wanted to do. So backstory was, I was a very much the Facebook person, or one of the main Facebook, using Facebook to make money people around at that age, around that time when you and I met. So that was around 2013, 2014, and made millions of dollars. It was really amazing. And I lost the spark and the desire to teach the mechanics around press this button to make your Facebook ad work. Now go and press this button to make your Facebook ad work. And, you know, really, I was very much in the mechanical training of everything. And Facebook at that time was going through a lot of changes. You know, it's always going through a lot of changes. And I was a bit burned out. I had a lot of clients all around the world. And it got to the point where I was like, I can't do this anymore. I feel like my soul is being, you know, ripped out and stomped on. I wanted to do the mindset stuff. I wanted to do the content creation. Like I wanted to do the stuff that I really thoroughly love and enjoy doing. And there was so much resistance around that because it's hard. I found it hard. It's not always hard. I found it hard to look at the thing that's making money and sustaining my household, to go, all right, well, I'm not going to do that anymore. Let's like chuck that over my shoulder, chuck that in the bin and let's go. And it felt like I was going to start all over from scratch. And so towards the end of 2014, I had made this very big decision. I was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. I can't freaking do this anymore. And January 2015, I turned all of my marketing off and I've gone, right, I'm done. I'm only going to sell mindset. Well, people don't really buy mindset. People buy plan and strategy and, you know, stuff like that. And so I very quickly, after about 3 months of kind of focus on that, and it didn't work, I lost $500,000 in what I would have made and things like that. I very quickly flicked back over to doing the stuff that works and the stuff that makes money and, you know, all that sort of thing. And I hemmed and hawed for a while, maybe another couple of years actually, until there was an incident that happened and I had to just kind of turn everything off and come back to, we talk about heart and soul a lot, but really come back to, well, what do I feel like my purpose is here? If I had to clear the slate basically and just decide, all right, well, what is it that you actually want to do? If it's not about making money and if it's not about anything else or anything external, what the heck do you want to do? And it was at the start of 2018. So like this is going on for quite a few years. The start of 2018, line in the sand decision time was, if it's not fun, I'm not doing it. And my second decision was, if it's not fun, I'm not doing it. So, and the third thing of that was, I'm not running another, this is how you use Facebook to make money course, because it would kill me. So if I could travel back in time to answer your question succinctly, it would be to make that decision that I made at the start of 2018 and stuck to it earlier and not be so freaking afraid of the financial consequences of making those decisions. Because to me, the way that I look at it is that if we take the money out of it, then what would you be doing? You know, that's what you're here to do, right? And then the money is the thing that comes along the way when you're working in when you're working your purpose.
Yeah, totally. And I'm sure a lot of people will be able to relate to that experience at various levels. But the first situation that hopped into my head, which occurred for myself and a lot of people that I work with, is when as practice owners, we decide to step off the tools, right? So seeing the one-on-one clients that we get paid for and then working in the business so we can, and then making that decision to work on the business, which does not have direct billable income, right? And it's so hard to see the link between working on the business and bringing money in, and then people delay it and they find it so hard to do it. And I know once they've done it, they go, oh, I should have done it a long time ago, right? So I think it's so important to go, what is my purpose? If it is to just continue to do one-on-one sessions, that's perfectly fine. But if I want to grow a practice that can hire more people, that can see more people and therefore help more people, and I can have a greater impact, then yes, I do need to let that go and be okay with that and work through that process.
Yeah. And it feels really big. It feels like such a huge decision. But
Mm.
I think once you have that line in the sand moment and you really decide, it's like, I'm a huge fan of that. I can never say his name right. It's Paolo Coelho. He wrote The Alchemist is the name of the book.
Yeah.
And he said in there that the universe conspires to give you what you want.
Yeah.
And so to me, it's like, once you've got to be clear, you've got to decide, and then everything else sort of falls into place.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. The universe conspires to give you what you want. I'm going to write that down, but you need to be clear about what that is. I love it. That's awesome. All right, next question then. I know that you are also a lifelong learner like me, always reading new things, studying new things, researching, focusing on stuff. What's your current new thing that you are schooling yourself on and excited about?
Ooh, that's a fun question, actually. So what I have been more and more interested in as the years have gone by is natural health. So I'm actually studying to be a doctor of natural medicine.
That's amazing, Nicola. But you laughing, but I have seen your transformation that you've had over the last, 18 months or so,
Yeah.
as you've been getting into that stuff. I mean, you've always been a healthy person, but I've seen you step into and all the stuff that you've done. So I think that's perfect.
Yeah, thank you. It's really fun. It's like, I've done, as you know, I've done a lot of energy work over the years, as well as a lot of the pragmatic study and learning. And what I love about this is that it brings in the natural medicine element, but it also brings in a lot of the energetic stuff. It brings a lot of the pragmatic stuff as well. So it's just, yeah, it's really fun, actually.
Yeah, you are very much an interesting combination of practical structure strategy stuff. Like if there's a problem, Nicola can solve it. Ice baby, right? But you also have this other part of you that's all soul and natural, and that's a really great combination, because a lot of people are very one-sided, and sometimes I think I'm a bit one-sided, and I love that you can combine all of those things, which is awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so tell me 2 more questions. Second one. What did you love most about being part of last year's Elevate? Of course, it was a virtual event. This year's going to be in person. What was the best part for you personally of Elevate? I know it's next month. It will be 12 months since then.
Wow.
Yes,
Gosh,
that was in July 2020.
wow, that's flown. Do you know what? I think that it's hard to pick, but the best thing for me was to see you actually in your element, and also the impact that you've been able to have on your allied health professionals. I call them your allied health professionals. I see, and I still continue to see the people that I've become, Facebook friends with and things like that. And just seeing and observing and watching their shifts, their transformation, their commitment to elevating in all areas actually of their lives, if they're a personal friend on their Facebook profiles. And actually, I think to still see and hear, which I still see and hear, people talking about how amazing it was, how much impact the speakers had on them, and they still remember the stories. It's so fun.
Yeah.
So that I think to see, so like that collective transformation has been really awesome to watch and observe. So I'm 12 months on still talking about it, and I know a lot of the people are coming back to this Elevate, which is great. So there was that, but I actually think like the best, most awesomest thing was seeing you in your element, and the way that you bring your people together is really incredibly inspiring.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate you saying that. And I can still remember the message that you sent me afterwards. Remember, with the photo of the pink handbag?
Yes.
And you said, such an amazing job. Well done. Congrats. It was so successful. I think you could spoil yourself with purple, my favorite color, with a purple handbag. Yeah, no, it was pretty awesome. And I do think, I don't know of any other event that brings speakers together, that is there solely to elevate private practice practitioners and owners. I don't know that this exists anywhere else in Australia. If it does, they need to start stepping into the spotlight, because I don't know about it.
I don't think there's anyone else.
And I think it's such an immersive 2 days. And you are right, because I also get messages and quick, Facebook DM updates from people to tell me, I've been at Elevate. I remember this talk, and this is what I've implemented, and this is how we've grown since then. And that is what I appreciate from our elevators that attend, that they actually do keep in touch and let me know how things are going. Because a bit of validation that what we do works and helps is always welcome. So thank you so much, and excited to have you as part of it. So last question then. If somebody is watching or listening, because it will go onto my podcast, we'll also put this up on Facebook and in all the places and on social media, and they were going, I really want to go, but what is maybe that last little a nudge that you'll give them to get them, off the fence, and for them to go, you absolutely have to be at Elevate 2021. Why do you recommend it to them?
Because he'd be mad to not be there. Can I just say that? Just for those listening on audio, I just slapped you through the ears. No, I think it kind of carries on from what we were just saying. There is no other event like this in this country. And I don't actually know of any other event like this in the world, actually, particularly this country. And we can't travel to other parts of the world at the minute. So, let's be honest about that. I think if you're sitting on the fence and you want to, all right, let's paint the picture, right? If you're in private practice and you are stressed, overwhelmed, you don't have enough clients, or you have too many clients and you're sick of juggling your wait list, you don't know how to get the most out of your team, you're maybe feeling a bit burned out, you're feeling pulled from pillar to post, you maybe you're seeing 25 clients a week or more, or your practice, the psychologist or your practitioners in your practice are seeing more than 25 clients a week, then you're running the risk of burnout. You're running the risk of everything kind of not working in the way that you want. So if you want to have freedom, choice, freedom, flexibility, lifestyle, you want to have a way of being able to, do the work that you are here to do, and do it in a way that lights you up, that has you still with energy to give to your family when you get home, then you've got to elevate your thinking. You have to elevate your business plan. You have to elevate the way that you approach private practice. And you have to elevate the way that you approach leadership. You have to elevate the way that you approach burnout or burnout prevention. You have to elevate the way that you approach marketing. You have to elevate your whole entire attitude. And that's not to say that you have a shit attitude right now, but there is a better way. And I mean, holy crap, if you can spend 2 days getting all of that, then it's no brainer, Gerda.
Yeah, I could not have said it better. I did not give Nicola that script to say. That was just amazing, because that is exactly how I feel about it. It's like 2 days to work on your business, and you will have stuff to implement, use for the next 12 months, right? It's the best return on investment on your money, your time, your energy.
10 times the price, just saying.
Yes.
So grab them while they're hot.
Exactly. All right. Well, thank you so much. That's all the questions that I had for you. I'm not sure if there's anything else that you wanted to add, that you wanted to share.
Just that everybody's awesome, and I can't wait to see everybody in the room. I'm excited. It's going to be amazing.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. You will be with us, all things going well, and there's no lockdowns, in person in Brisbane in September. And I'm so excited to see you again in person. Might see you
Thank
before
you.
then. Actually, I might be seeing you before. You never know. You are doing your Visible Live tour at the moment. So that's pretty exciting as well. But thank you so much. And yeah, we can't wait to see you in September.
Me too.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye-bye.